Are you ready to film?
Can you say hi, please?
Hi guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Cindy if you're new here, and this is...
Good.
How old are you?
3.
He actually turns 4 in 2 days, right?
Yeah! I gotta get a haircut for my birthday.
Yeah, you do. You're gonna get a haircut, don't worry.
Yeah.
He's so handsome anyway.
Because I don't want to pick a color. I just want to sit with Dada.
This is going to be my first trimester recap as of right now.
Yeah.
Today's like January 4th, I think.
Ooh.
I'm my second... I am currently in my second trimester of pregnancy. I'm currently right now almost 24 weeks pregnant. I'll be 24 weeks in 2 days. And here is, I know people like to see the bump and don't mind the chicken sandwich stains on my shirt, but I'm wearing those like big maternity leggings, and this is my bump at 24 weeks. Definitely a lot bigger than I was at 24 weeks when I had Carter. But they say with your second, you start growing a lot quicker than with your first, and that was definitely very true for me. So this is going to be my first trimester recap. I have a little Google Keep note on my phone where I separated everything by week 4, which is the week I found out, to week 12 for the first trimester, because some people say the second trimester starts at 13 weeks, some people say it's 14 weeks. I'm gonna go with it starts at 13 weeks. So in today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys all about my experience from week 4 to week 12. I found out I was pregnant on August 20th, 2020. I do have a whole separate video on how I found out I was pregnant, finding out I was pregnant. I recorded my reaction, I recorded telling Trey. I will link that down below if you want to see that. But for this video, I'm just letting you know, I found out I was pregnant on August 20th, and yes, we had been trying. We were trying for like 2 months before I actually got pregnant. This was the second time I took pregnancy test. First time was negative, this time was positive. You can see the whole story of me finding out from that video. They count your pregnancy starting from like the last day of your first period. So for the first like 10 to 14-ish days of your pregnancy, you're actually not really pregnant, because like the first week you're on your period, then you actually conceive. So you wouldn't really start feeling any slight symptoms, like even the earliest symptoms, until like maybe 3 weeks pregnant. So I know a lot of people want to know if there's any way to really tell if you're pregnant before you actually take a test or not. And it's hard because pregnancy symptoms are very, very similar to period symptoms. So that's why a lot of people don't even know that they're pregnant, or just think it's their period coming, which is kind of what I thought. So I recorded week 4 when I found out that week, and FYI, this video is gonna have a lot of TMI info, so if that creeps you out, just don't watch it. The first symptom that I had that also kind of happens to me when I'm gonna have my period is a big one for a lot of people, and it's the nipple tenderness. I also wrote down that my nipples were always hard, which doesn't really happen when I'm getting my period, but was happening now. I also started experiencing headaches during the late morning, midday, and that was actually a new symptom for me. I very luckily don't really get headaches that much, so if I have a headache, I'm either very sick or pregnant, obviously. I did put that I had very slight spotting around 3 weeks pregnant. I think it was before I even found out, which also made me think I was getting my period. But I also read that you could have very, very slight spotting during like the conception, not the conception, what is it? When the embryo like attaches to your uterus. During that time, like when your embryo, I think, attaches to the uterus. I could be saying this all wrong, but at some sort of point, you could have very slight spotting in the beginning, so that's normal. Don't worry if it happens to you. And then also like a day or two after I took a test and found out I was pregnant, I did end up missing my period, which is, of course, like the biggest symptom that you were pregnant. So still felt pretty good. Tiredness had not kicked in yet. So this time around, let me tell you guys, my symptoms have been rough. First trimester was so rough for me, and I don't want to scare you if you're like pregnant or thinking of becoming pregnant, because everyone's experience can be completely different. When I was pregnant with Carter, I had such an easygoing pregnancy. I like wasn't super tired. The morning sickness was to a minimum. I could run a marathon. It was great. This time around, not so much. So week five guys, is when my nausea started, and it hit me hard. Week 5, I didn't even just have morning sickness. I started with a little bit of morning sickness, like, you know, like nauseous, you throw up like once or twice in the morning. But I started getting sick to the point where I was throwing up literally all day, every day. It was really, really bad. And then I also put down for week 5 that food made me nauseous, which sucks, overly tired all the time, and then I started having very vivid dreams, which is also a huge like symptom for pregnancy. That lasts like the whole thing. If I told you guys some of like the weird dreams that I've had while I was pregnant, it's weird. You can ask Trey. I usually tell him in the morning if I remember. So week 6, I actually had an emergency room visit this week from the nausea. So I think when I was in week 5, I had ended up like calling out of work for a day or two because the vomiting was that bad. I just couldn't stop. And then I remember, I don't know if it was like after like a holiday, it was like after 4th of July weekend or something like that. The day that I was going back into work, I got in my car and I started driving. I think I got like half a block, and I almost passed out behind the wheel, guys. Super, super, super dangerous. Going into work on time is not worth it. Nothing is worth it if you feel that bad. And I felt very dehydrated, but I was like, okay, like I was already out of work for like 2 days, gotta go to work. I could have had a really, really bad car accident. Thank God, like nothing happened. Thank God I was able to like pull over to the side of the road and I was okay. But immediately I got super scared. Called my mom, had her meet me at the emergency room that was like a few blocks away. And yeah, I had to go into the ER. My blood pressure was through the roof. My pulse was through the roof. I had pretty much passed out due to dehydration from the morning sickness. So I ended up having to stay home for the rest of the week. The emergency room gave me a note. And then I had a doctor's appointment because I called, usually when you're pregnant and you call your gynecologist to let them know, they usually don't really see you, I believe, until you're like 8 weeks to confirm that you're pregnant. But because of what was happening, they were like, okay, yes, come in that Friday. It was like 3 days after my emergency room visit. And I saw one of the doctors there. They took my blood pressure again. My pulse was really high. The doctor was like, yep, you need to go back to the emergency room. The way your numbers are, you could pass out again at any moment, which was obviously really, really scary. I didn't really have blood pressure issues or anything like that with Carter. I had like one visit with Carter at my doctor's office where my blood pressure was really high and I had to go to the hospital, but it ended up going back down pretty quickly, and that was that. But this time it was happening super early and super bad. So I had to go back to the emergency room, get some IV fluids. I was just so dehydrated because I was throwing up to the point where I couldn't keep food down, couldn't keep water down, and my doctor actually said I have something called Hyperemesis gravidium. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I'll put it like on the screen here, the spelling of it. And I looked it up, and it's actually a very rare disease in pregnancy, and it happens to like less than 2% of pregnant women in the United States. Of course, it happened to me this time, and it's just where you have morning sickness. I don't even know why they call it morning sickness, because it happens like all day, even if you don't have hyperemesis to most people. But it's when you have like a severe form of hyperemesis to the point of like dehydration. Which happened to me because that was like the second time at the emergency room within like a week span. And they had put me on Zofran, I think it was, which A lot of people say it's not really good to take during pregnancy, but they said it was all right. I just had such a hot mess. So one thing about that medication that it did kind of help the nausea. It didn't really help the nausea, but it helped the vomiting lessen. It definitely didn't stop right away, but it lessened it. I was able to keep some food down here and there. One really bad side effect of that medication was very bad constipation. Again, TMI. And that's another big symptom of pregnancy, especially in your first trimester. You can experience a lot of constipation. So me taking that pill just added on to that. So week 6 or week 7, I still had dehydration and crazy constipation I put. Now week 8 is when I went to my first like actual doctor's visit, like the one that was originally scheduled to confirm the pregnancy, which actually obviously they had confirmed at the emergency room already when I went. And baby's heartbeat I wrote down was 124 at the time. Week 9, I definitely had headaches. My doctor during that visit had told me to double up on the Zofran that I was taking. So instead of like 1 pill every 4 hours, I had now up to taking 2 pills every few hours. And then she told me to take Miralax for the constipation, but I still had constipation this week. And then I wrote down that I was starting to have lower back pain. Constipation did not go away until like maybe a week after that, guys. The Miralax didn't even help that quickly. And my nausea and vomiting had gone down, but again, not completely gone at this point. Week number 10, increased fatigue, decreased nausea and vomiting, headaches, and craving sweets. So that was like my first indication of the gender that I was having, which is not always true, but they say when you're having girl, which is what I'm having, that you're more so craving sweets. If you're having boy, they say you're more so craving salty, which was true in my case for both pregnancies. Week 11, the only thing I put for week 11 was so many boogers. And please comment below if this has happened to you, but I actually told Trey this the other day, that my entire pregnancy, I just had so many boogers. Like my nose is always filled with boogers. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know, like it wasn't even winter at that point yet. I haven't had a cold. I haven't been like sick, knock on wood, but I just had boogers all the time. And I read that, you know, during pregnancy, a lot of people always have like a stuffy nose or a runny nose, which mine's not even really stuffy or runny. I just always have boogers. I don't know. And lastly, for week 12, nausea, vomiting was after like week 7 or 8. Once I started doubling up on that Zofran dosage, it did start decreasing. They also had given me another pill to take on top of it, but specifically for pregnant women. I believe it was called Bonjesta, and that combination seemed to really help me. The double the Zofran plus the Bonjesta, once in the morning, once at night, was actually really helping me. I was definitely able to eat a lot more than I was the past few weeks. I was starting to gain weight, and I was definitely getting a lot better. And I also put it that I felt light flutters, which is actually very early to start feeling your baby move in your belly. With Carter, I don't think I felt him move or anything like that until well into the 2nd trimester. But they say with your 2nd kid, you definitely start to feel kicks and flutters and all that a little bit earlier, because I guess you know what it feels like. But yeah, I even started feeling very light flutters, not kicks, but very light flutters at 12 weeks. So still in my first trimester. So that was actually really cool. Now at this point, 24 weeks, she kicks, she moves, she rolls all day long after I eat, especially if I eat some sort of spicy food, which I love. She obviously likes it as well. So yeah, so I know people always have questions about first trimester, like, are you super moody? Like, do you still have a sex drive? This and that. So with me, like I said, everyone's different, but with me, I was definitely more moody. I'm usually not like a moody person. I'm usually very chill and easygoing. Everybody has their days, but for the most part, I'm very chill and easygoing. My moodiness definitely increased once I got pregnant, but I think a lot of it was due to just me being dehydrated and not feeling good. I think anybody would just kind of be out of it. Thank you to Trey and my friends and anyone, my mom, who put up with me the first trimester. I know it definitely wasn't easy. I just couldn't even get out of bed, guys. I was in bed every day. I ended up having to take like a little bit of a leave from my job. It was that bad. I was just in bed all day, every day, not feeling good, throwing up. I got through a lot of Netflix. I slept a lot. Thank you for Trey, who was actually home for the first part of my pregnancy because of the pandemic. He ended up going back to work later on, but he was able to like take care of Carter for me. So I am very, very grateful for that I got that time to really just be in bed and rest and relax. Because if you're a second-time mom, you know that pregnancy, no matter what, is harder than the first, because you also have like a toddler or a kid or another baby to look over while you're not feeling good being pregnant. So I'm very grateful for that. When it comes to sex drive, I know everybody likes to know about that. A lot of women tend to lose their sex drive while they're pregnant, and then for some women it increases even more. And I think the first time around with Carter, it went like from here like past the ceiling. It was definitely increased. And this time around, I think I'll get more into that like second trimester. First trimester, not so much. It definitely decreased a little bit. Again, I think it was just due to the throwing up all day, every day. That's all I could really do. Just not feeling good, you know, just feeling like crap every day. What are you gonna do? But I will get to that more in depth in my second trimester update video, which I will do once I'm out of my second trimester. So stay tuned for that. And I will definitely talk about that more. So yeah, guys, leave a comment down below if you are also expecting. Let me know your due date. I am due April 28th, which we are actually so ecstatic about because Trey's birthday is April 30th. So there's a really good chance that she could be born on the same day that Trey was born, which is what he actually really always wanted. And that would be really cool for me too. So let's see if she'll come out 2 days late and come out on his birthday. That would be really great. But yeah, leave your due date down below and gender if you know. I would really like to connect with some other moms out there and just share each other's experiences. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below and like this video if you liked it, and I will see you for my next video. Ooh, also, I want to let you guys know of my new posting schedule for 2021, which I'm really excited for. It will be every Wednesday and every Sunday, so make sure you subscribe. 2 videos every single week. I'm very excited to put out a lot of pregnancy content this year, and then oh my god, the newborn content will be so much fun. I really wish I had started YouTube when I gave birth to Carter, because like I have a lot of videos and stuff on my phone, but I didn't have like actual YouTube videos, and I think it's just so fun to just document your journey. Like even if nobody watches this, I don't care, because this is all stuff that I can look back on and that Carter and baby sister can look back on when they're older. Carter loves watching the videos on my phone of when he was a baby. It's the best thing for us to do together. We love to just look back on those times. So if you are pregnant, it's expecting a mom, even not a mom, like it's so fun to just document everything, even if it's just for yourself. It's just such good memories to look back. Videos obviously say way more than pictures, so I love to do it. It makes me happy. It's a lot of fun. So I know this video is going up on a Monday, but posting schedule starts now. So expect another video up in 2 days on Wednesday. And let me know if you guys have any requests of any like pregnancy related, mom related, lifestyle related, food related, health related, wellness related, any type of videos that you want to see. Leave them down below. Give me some ideas. Follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. I will leave that down below as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.